Can you guess where I am? Thought I'd do things a little different today, because I started in a bit of a bad mood. Yesterday was alright. Various things discussed, potential business opportunities, property development idea as well, so always good. But as a lot of you guys know, Simon is a driver, or was a driver. He does a little bit here and there every so often because he likes driving. And I discovered something about somebody from a different site, not a member of the company itself, but from a different site, saying stuff about me. And that put me in a bit of a foul mood. So it's the old rumour mill, you know, and it starts with somebody, and this particular person is a bit of a stirrer at the best of times. You know, take everything he says with a pinch of salt, but he's the kind of person that starts rumours. And oh well, I heard this about that, and I heard this about that, and no, that's a whole load of old crap. He also believes in shapeshifters and lizard people. He's one of those. And the issue is that when he starts telling people this and that and all the other stuff, some of them listen to him, some of them don't. And that's how rumours get started. So I was a bit annoyed when I found that one out, as you can imagine. But it's various bits and bobs. But as you guys know, I shoot. And I can teach people how to shoot if I want to. And I know that Simon wants to start shooting, you know, skeet shooting, clay trap, that kind of stuff. And I was showing Simon some gun safety. I got one of the guns out, of course there's no ammo, it's all unloaded, it's the safety of my own home, and I'm showing him some gun safety, because I like to make sure people understand how to carry guns, make sure they're unloaded, all that kind of stuff before you ever take them shooting. Because that can avoid some serious issues at a later stage, especially if they've never used a gun before. And I'm showing him round this particular gun, and he just turned to me and he said, oh well, so and so, I'm not going to mention any names because I'm keeping this part to myself. I know who it is, and I know if the person who it is sees this, he'll know exactly who he is. And this particular individual has been said, oh, it's a whole load of crap, he don't have any guns, he don't shoot, he's just blah, 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 along with a load of other stuff. So it's that kind of, it's just annoying, because I don't know. You see, the issue for me is I don't know what's been said, and I don't know what's been said about what subject. And so I don't know what certain people may think, if that makes sense. So I could be having a conversation with them, and because they've had a conversation with this particular twerp, do you see what I mean? So I'm a bit angry at the moment. So today I decided to come into work, get my run. Obviously I'm where I am, I'm going to let you guess out. No, I'm in Norwich, okay, everybody should know that by now. And I've got to go across to Wellingborough. And I was a bit angry, so I decided to just drive up to Norwich and calm down before I started doing any of this. But yes, it's the thing with me is you get what you see. If I can do something, I can do it. If I can't, I can't. Who cares? You know, I'm useless with electrics. You guys all know this. I don't claim to be any good with them. I can shoot. I don't claim to be the world's best. I can weld. I don't claim to be professional. You know, I do various bits and bobs, but I don't claim to be a professional at any of them. I am just me. If I can do it, I can do it. If I can't, I can't. And the issue is that when you just head down, do your job, go home, have a chat with people, have a laugh and a joke, you're not interesting, if that makes sense. You know, there's nothing going on. You're not into drama and all that kind of stuff. And so little slimy so-and-sos who like to stir the pot, they like to try and put you, because they can, they like to try and give you drama. It's just so pathetic. It angers me. Because all I do, literally, I come in, get my job, have a laugh and a joke, go and do my day's work, do a bit to the cameras, as you guys know, and that is it. That's all I do. I do nothing else when I'm in work. It. And all of a sudden, well, it's all crap, we don't have any guns, it's all this, and that's all I know on that subject. But I don't know, there's certain things now that I know that kind of make sense in other areas as well. So I don't know what's been said. And I know this particular twerp is off at the moment, he's on holiday. Which is lucky for him, because next time I see him, I'll have calmed down a lot more. But I'm a bit annoyed. But anyway, such is life. I hate drama. I hate it. I just, you know, that kind of thing where you're in a group and all of a sudden, oh, did you hear what so and so said about so and so? Yeah, yeah, yeah. Why do I care? Well, because it was nasty. I'm that kind of person who just doesn't care. I'm just like, whatever, keep your drama to yourself. I've got my own life. And it's when people like me always have things said about them. Oh, well, he's got to be this, or he's got to be that, or she's got to be the other, or whatever. Why? Why? But anyway, as you can probably tell, I'm annoyed. And I was really annoyed yesterday, but at something different. Putting my guns away. Now, when you put a gun away, I always like to make sure that it's clean, there's no fingerprints left on it, stuff like that. Well, I have removable gun pads at the base. You just slip them on, slip them off style gun pads. Because if you're going to skeet shoot, you're going to put a lot of lead down the barrels, you're going to get a lot of recoil, give yourself a bit of extra padding, you know? And foolishly, and it is my fault, I removed one of the pads, and when I put it in the safe, I just chucked it without thinking over the top of one of the barrels of one of the guns. My newest gun, in actual fact. Closed it and left it. I mean, I haven't done anything with guns for all year so far, to be fair. It was last year I last went shooting. And closed it, locked it all up and what have you. Well, anyway, I'm taking them out. Of course, the gun butt, the little slip, holds some moisture within the leather and stuff, doesn't it? And I left it on top of the gun barrel of my newest gun. Surface rust all over the end of it. My fault, my fault. So I've had to clean that up. I'll just strip it down, get it stripped and re-blacked and just deal with it that way, because it's an annoyance. I can't believe I made that mistake. So that angered me, and then of course I found out what's been, it was a good day yesterday, don't get me wrong, with various business plans and ventures and stuff like that, but it was one of those things as well, you know, you're having a good day, but there's a couple of things that you find out, one, I did wrong, and Just this morning I came in and I was not in a mood. So this is why I'm doing today like I am. But there we go, such is life. But anyway, I'm going to see how they're getting on. I'm sure you've been hearing them banging about in the back because that microphone is pretty... it picks things up. And I'm at the moment with the latest upgrade to my editing software. Excuse me, I'm buggering about with the sound filters and stuff like that to get rid of this, but I don't know where the sound levels are. So I'm making it and then trying to upload it, and I made a couple of mistakes. I thought what I'll do is I'll do a couple of high finished ones, you know, larger files, high, because I've got good, high and then highest, and I thought I'll use the high because my laptop can just about render to that. And 8.2 gigs was the first upload I tried, and I put it on at 1 AM on Tuesday morning. By 7 PM Tuesday it finally finished uploading. The one I'm supposed to be uploading tonight is 10.2 gig. Yeah, I'm probably going to re-render that when I get home and render it in good, so that I've got a smaller file. But that was Monday's, as well, you'll have seen by now. So I'm buggering about with it at the moment, seeing what I can come up with, seeing how I get on. But anyway, I'm going to see you in a bit. Well, that's me on my break on the way down to Wellingborough. Oh, how much fun is today. It's an easy day really, easy day, easy money. But no, it was Simon came round yesterday and we had discussions about various things. I'm not going to go into too much detail, I don't want anybody nicking my ideas. But there are a couple of good ventures that could be cropping up in the not too distant future. See how it pans out. Nothing's ever set in stone, you know. Everything you do ends up being some form of risk. Oh. But it's worth a crack. It's worth a try. See what happens. A lot of it, like he was chatting about, when it comes down to it, is risk avoidance, you know, putting the risk onto other things instead of yourself. It's key to success, really. You have an idea and you find a company or companies that can make that idea a reality. You find out how much they're going to charge for their services, obviously, and then you see what the end product can sell for, see where your profit lies, if there is any. Obviously a lot of it is when you're starting out, you've got to try. It's trial and error in the beginning, because you've got to try and figure out, right, if I use these this time, how is it going to work out, and that kind of stuff. But you do need to have some solid plans in place. You've got to have a good pricing structure in place to make sure you know what you're going to be spending. But it's quite interesting actually, because it's what he's doing. He's got various bits and bobs going on, and it's quite interesting when you get into it, because you don't really think about it. For example, arts and crafts. Okay, everybody has their own artistic ideas and bits and bobs like that. Whether it's painting, canvases, you know, photos on canvases, etchings of glass or whatever. You know, everybody has their own little things. But you start your craft thing up and you're fiendishly and feverishly working away, engraving, I don't know, glass. Okay, so you're engraving glass and you do all of that, but you can only do so many. Okay, you are limited to how many you as an individual can produce. Now if you want to produce a lot, you're either going to have to take on staff or get a machine that can do it. Massive expense. But the thing is, there are lots of places that are already set up to do that kind of thing. You give them your design and they mass produce it for you. So being able to sell items on an internet store or something like that, of course you've got to sit there and think, well, if I get 100 orders, I'm only going to be able to fulfill 50 of them on my own, for argument's sake. Whereas there are companies, manufacture glassware, manufacture bits and bobs like that, they have the facilities to mass produce your design. It's your design, you're getting them to produce it, then you're selling it. And because obviously they're producing it en masse, it probably costs them slightly less than it would cost you, because they've got everything in place plus all the other orders. So all of their equipment, all their costs are over a lot more products than say your costs. And it was quite interesting. The theory behind it, the practice behind it, the way to get going. And it's opened up a couple of avenues, a couple of ideas, a couple of doors. And so now it's just a case of see whether myself and Bert can make any of these work. Simon's obviously going to be helping us the entire time anyway. God knows what's going to happen. But at the end of the day, you've got to give it a crack. You've got to try what you can, because you never know what idea is going to be successful. You never know what idea is going to take off. But could be interesting. Could be interesting. But as you can probably tell, I'm a bit miffed today because of what I found out, and my mind is on that subject. So I think it would be best if I ended my vlog today now and was able to concentrate on what I need to concentrate on. But anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Like, subscribe, share about, do whatever it is you usually do. Hopefully tomorrow I'll be back to kind of my usual self, my little cheeky chappy self. But anyway, cheers for watching, and I shall see you in the next one, which is tomorrow because I do have a shift. So see you later, guys.